Just like your go-to music playlist, everybody in product marketing needs a good, solid messaging framework. So what's the good news? Well, there's tons out there to choose from. But the bad news is the same. There's tons to choose from. You got to choose just one. We here at InterHive love jobs to be done. So what the hell is it? Well, plain and simple, to me, jobs to be done is a lens. It's a way of communicating what we do to our customers and how we can make their future lives better through innovation. The methodology can be boiled down to one line. We don't buy products, we hire them to do a job. They may buy the nuts and bolts of a skateboard, but what they're after is that sweet ride off into the sunset. Now, up until last spring, we would spew off a laundry list of products alongside carefully crafted positioning. But we realized that we were putting the responsibility back on our customers' shoulders to put all these different puzzle pieces together to decipher if it would help them actually accomplish what they were set out to do. So imagine speaking a different language, tossing it into a free translator to interpret. Sometimes it works, but the vast majority of time, it does not. But jobs to be done really spoke to us because it comes at it from the customer's angle to gain that deeper understanding and empathy into their motivations, their barriers, their alternatives, and of course, their desired outcomes. We love it because it puts all of that research to work and lets us truly represent the voice of the customer. So the burning question that may be on the tip of your tongue is, how do we implement it? Well, to us, nothing lights a fire like a deadline. And we were in the midst of building out a brand new website. So what better time to activate new messaging? And we had a head start. Of course, our customer research was well on its way through that established Voice of the Customer program that we talked about in an earlier video. This new framework was the outlet that we were waiting for. So the first step took around 4 weeks. A cross-functional group of us lived in a virtual workshop, brainstorming hundreds and hundreds of jobs that we were hired for. Then, of course, came the debating and deconflicting. Don't worry, we're all friends still. From there, we broke them each down. We distilled them, and then we bucketed them into 4 common themes that kept bubbling up. The next step was to rebuild and think through each one of these 4. Why are they doing this job? What was keeping them from getting that job done today? What alternatives or competitors are being used or even considered? What adjacent, related, functional, and emotional jobs are being carried out? With this full picture in hand, we were able to prioritize the job relating to importance and then craft one simple job statement for each. And these became our 4 core jobs: automate, cleanse, reveal, and guide. From there, we crafted our external messaging. And of course, it would not be complete without a roadshow. Sales enablement was the first of many dominoes, quickly catching fire across that organization, which created this really beautiful groundswell that we rode right into product management and product design. And that's when we realized that what was originally intended to be a messaging exercise actually became a movement. So first tip is, when you implement new positioning and messaging, enablement is key. And it's something that we're still working on rolling out. It'll be a continuous process. You can't just launch and expect people to change their narrative overnight. It just doesn't work that way. Sales enablement should be your best friend. Bribe and incentivize your team, listen to call recordings, and provide that constructive feedback that they need. Instill it into your onboarding program for new reps. Find ways to always keep it top of mind and ingrain it into the DNA of your organization so everyone's speaking the same language. Second tip, always be tweaking, always be open. You will get feedback from your team, and you will get feedback from those new prospects who are early on in their purchasing process. Listen, adapt, be agile. The best thing about being in marketing is that we're allowed to flex our creativity and try new things because we're going to learn, and then we can react. Third tip, before going live with new messaging, ensure that you've got all of your ducks in a row. One, if you have access to customer advisors, whether a formal board or just a pack of friendlies, throw it past them. See what they think. How would they change it? Your champions want to see you succeed. This is your defense. And if you get the oddball who doesn't agree with your approach, then you've got this in your back pocket. 2, ensure collateral is updated, narratives are built, sales decks are built. All of these outputs drive confidence and make adoption that much more seamless. So, is remessaging a huge effort? Hell yeah. but it is worth it, you bet, when you do it right, of course. One customer so eloquently put it, I looked at your website for the first time ever. I walked away knowing exactly what you do. It was so refreshing. And in my books, that is the highest praise that you can give a marketer. I'd love to hear your go-to messaging frameworks. What's worked for you? For us, enablement and implementation will continue, of course, but Jobs to be Done has really given us this one consistent voice and approach, bringing together and uniting internal teams along the way to go. So I highly recommend.